Hello and welcome to Click a Brick. Today I have a slightly different video for you all. I've designed and built a Lego set for Spider-Man the Animated Series, including 4 minifigures, a vehicle and some accessories. This is a style of video I was inspired to make after watching Meekopath's Lego Batman Reboot Wave sets. Their video is phenomenal and I recommend watching their video after you finish this one. The link will be in the description down below. This set is based off the first episode from season 1 of Spider-Man the Animated Series, and I've named the set The Lizard at Large. What I'm showing to you now is the set in all of its glory. This is my first attempt at a 3D Lego build, so I do apologise if it's not up to the standard you may have seen in other videos, but we all have to start somewhere, and this is the set that I've wanted to make for a very long time. Starting off with the most exciting part of the video, the minifigures. As previously stated, I have 4 figures for you, the first being Spider-Man himself. This design is very similar to the one I drew in my 2D art style for my Spider-Man the Animated Series CMF video, but this time he's in 3D. He has printing on his head, torsos, arms and legs, with webbing drawn on some of the red sections. His eye lenses are specific to the style from the show, however they are slightly too large in my opinion, so if I make a set in the future, this will be the only thing I change about this figure. Moving on to the back, he has printing on the back of his head as well as his torso to show off his back spider logo. The legs and the arms will be dual moulded, bright red and bright blue to represent his gloves and his boots. I gave him a camera as an accessory, as during the show he works at the Daily Bugle to try and take a photo of the lizard. The next 2 minifigures will be shown together as they are very similar. They share torso and arm printing with the exception of a different skin tone behind their collars to match their head skin tone. They both have separate face prints that replicate their original designs, with the figure on the left being the same one the lizard captures in the episode. He is also missing a glove on his right hand if you've noticed, as an Easter egg to the scene where it gets pulled off when he tries to escape the lizard. They both wear hard hats moulded in yellow, one with hair and one without. They share the same back torso print with their company's logo. I chose to give them both tools as accessories as they were seen working in the sewers of New York. Lastly, I have the lizard. This figure is very different to my first 2D lizard design. This time I used the helmet mould from the Lego Chima sets to replicate his long jaw with a head with red eyes printed on the face. I added printing throughout to replicate the torn lab coat, but because of this I didn't use the Lego Demogorgon legs I used in my last video because I found out I would not be able to add printing to those, which would damage the overall appearance of the character, and I valued the printing more than the mould of the legs. On the back you can see I added a lizard tail hip accessory. I'm really happy with all these figures, especially for my first attempt, but I'm sure I will improve the more figures I make, and maybe one day I might come back to this show and make some improved designs. Next up, I wanted to show you my miniature builds. I've made 2 traffic cones, as well as a sign displaying the same text as the one from the show. The traffic cones consist of 2 different cone pieces atop of a 2x2 jumper plate, all of it in reddish orange. While the sign is built from 2 1x2 jumper plates connected to a vertical modified 1x2 plate with a 1x2 jumper on top, all in dark bluish grey, which is attached to a printed red 2x2 tile. I like how small these builds are, and I really like how they still maintain the same character and are recognisable as what they are trying to be. Moving on to the main build for this video, the van. The van is the same one from the opening scene of the episode. It's owned by the maintenance workers I've showed you. and it's the vehicle that Spider-Man has to chase through New York. I think I adapted the van faithfully, and I added custom stickers which are added around the vehicle to display the company's logo as seen in the show, as well as functional driver's side and passenger side doors which can be used to place our minifigures inside. Sloped tiles and bricks are used to round off certain parts of the build, as well as to accentuate the parts that are sharp. Clips are used to attach the wing mirrors onto the sides of the van, as well as to hold up the bar pieces making up the roof rack, which Spider-Man has shot a web on top of. The back of the van has 2 doors with clear windows that can open to allow the yellow pipe to fall out the back like it does in the show. Both the front and the back of the van use snot techniques to attach the front and the rear bumpers, which contain lots of transparent bricks to represent lights. Moving back to the front of the van, the roof above the cabin is only attached by 4 studs, so it can be easily unattached as a sub-assembly in order to seat 1 or 2 minifigures inside the vehicle. The van was a real challenge to make for a first build, but I think I achieved a result I'm proud of, and I hope you enjoy it. This was a rather short video, but I wanted to test the waters with digital Lego work, and I have a much bigger video coming out, hopefully within the next few days, which will be based around the early Spider-Man, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko comic books, made into Lego form. And if that's something you're excited for, then please subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay tuned for that video's release. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Thank you for making it this far into the video, and please like this video if you want to see more like this, and let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. And I will see you all in the next video.